Welcome to the podcast that refuses to let you live on autopilot. This isn't about motivation quotes or someday plans. It's about real tools, clear decisions, and the strategies that turn intention into momentum. Your presenters are coaches and truth tellers who live this work. They help people break stuck patterns, cut through noise, and build lives that actually move forward. No theory, no fluff, just execution. This is for people done circling the runway, ready to choose growth over comfort, ready to build their best life on purpose. So lean in. Here are your hosts, Christine Baylor-Goodlander and Melanie Olivieri.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's Christine and Melanie from Collaborative Growth Coaching, and we are here today to talk to you about habits. They're small choices, but you can make big changes in those habits, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because, you don't think about your habits.
Oh, absolutely not. That's why they're habits.
Right.
And they're just things that day to day we do constantly, things we do, got to have my morning coffee, got to check my phone when I wake up and see what's going on in the world. All of those fun things, right?
Yeah, and we think that our lives are all made up of these big decisions that we make. And they're really not. It's a lot of small choices. We shape our lives by our habits. So what habits do we have? And where's that taking our life, right?
Right. Well, the good news about habits is there are things that we have learned to do. And if we learn something, then we can unlearn something.
Right.
So we can make that change so that it's, more beneficial to our lives.
Mm-hmm. Habits put our brain on autopilot. Mm-hmm. So what we kind of have to do is wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up and see what we're doing. Be more aware, right? But habits can be positive.
Sure.
It's not a bad thing. If your habit is to get up and 3 days a week, I'm going to get up and I'm going to work out for half an hour or 45 minutes. That's a good habit.
Yeah, don't look at me when you say that.
Okay. If your habit is to go for a walk or a run 3 days a week,
mm-hmm.
That's more per style.
Yeah.
The exercise isn't either of our styles, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. But it can also be negative.
Yep.
Things like procrastination or what my grandson refers to as doom scrolling, this little thing. You get on there and the next thing you know, you spend an hour looking at other people's nonsense.
Yeah. And getting annoyed about it. I've had with that.
Yeah. I know. I have a strict rule. I do not engage. If you guys send us a question or something, I will engage. But if it's a discussion about something, especially something volatile, absolutely not. But those are habits we form. And somehow, some people think that if you engage in a conversation with some amorphous person on the internet, that you're going to change their mind. Guess what? You're not. And, the other thing is habits are neutral.
They can be.
They can be neutral. Like brushing
coffee.
Like drinking my coffee, brushing your teeth. It's good for you, but it's pretty much a neutral habit. It's like you get up, you do it, you move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural routine. I know exactly what I do when I pack to travel. This is my thing. When I pack to travel, I get my little bag out and I shower, soap.
Mm-hmm.
I wash my hair. I soap, hair, shampoo, and conditioner. I brush my teeth, toothpaste, toothbrush. Right. I comb my hair. I dry my hair. So that's how I pack when I leave because I say, what do I do in the morning? And that's how I pack.
I'm lazy. I just leave a pack from one trip to the next.
I just double check and make sure it's in there. But that's...
So every habit, though, it has a loop.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you follow it. So something reminds you to act. One of my worst habits these days is I walk out of the massage room when I'm working with a client.
Mm-hmm.
I wash my hands. I come up. I pick up my phone. Did anybody text me? Because, it's the end of the world if I let it go another 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes routine. Mm-hmm. And what's the reward? I don't even know what my reward is on that.
Well, it depends. Because if it's a client texting you, then you have those few minutes and you can answer back and say, yeah, I can make an appointment for you, or yes, I can change your appointment or whatever. But at least, it exists. So that one, I mean, I do that too. So it just becomes a habit to make sure that you don't miss anything. Cause I have this thing about, if you text me, I need to get back to you in some fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to get back within a short amount of time.
Right.
So why are habits so powerful?
Because they keep producing significant effects over time. So, for example, Melanie mentioned exercise. So if you are exercising 3 days a week, it enhances your health and well-being. Okay, it helps your mental health and helps your physical health. Habits with your career. We just talked about that, answering those messages. It's a habit. I look, I answer. And, because I feel, people need to get an answer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to let people wait.
Even little things like we talk about our finances. One of my habits is once a week, I go into my purse, I pull out my change, and it literally goes into separate pretty glass bottles because it makes me feel good to see the pretty glass bottles. And I don't need to be carrying around all this change, but then I can turn it on and I can take it and I can turn it in.
Right. And you're also saving money by doing that. I had started at one point, when I was looking, I was going to save for a trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't drink. I don't smoke. My deep, dark secret is Diet Coke. In case anyone wanted to know that, now you have nothing to hold against me. And I would say, well, if I smoked, a pack of cigarettes costs $20. If I smoked a pack a week, it's $20 I smoked.
Mm-hmm.
So I take that $20,
literally
burned $20 and set that $20 in a box. And every week I would save $20 and then I had, travel money. So it's all of those things that
you can make your habits what you want them to be.
Absolutely.
And that's the other thing. You don't have to be stuck in that rut of habits.
Right. And you can change a bad habit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or what we're going to call a bad habit. Something that's not necessarily beneficial. They say it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. I don't know if it's necessarily true. I think it depends on the individual, how long it's going to take, but that's a nice average.
And it's also how ingrained is it, right?
Right. And so in order to change that habit, you need to say, what's triggering it? What makes me want to do this?
Right.
Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? If it's something that you can replace, can you replace it with something that's helpful?
Yeah, it's much easier to replace a habit than to just drop it. Because the brain abhors a vacuum.
True enough. It does. So you're looking at things like what will cause me to continue this habit. So I'm going to say, I'm going to move. I'm going to get rid of those distractions that I want. I'm going to remove temptations. I'm going to make things that are unhealthy for me a little less convenient to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I may say, okay, I'm going to scroll on this. I'm going to go to Facebook or wherever I go, and I'm going to look at stuff for 30 minutes, and then I just put it away.
Mm-hmm.
They literally have timing monitors that you can put on. That you can put on things so that it will say, you're done. Your time is up, and it'll stop.
Does it zap you?
Does it? Yeah, you need an electrical shock. Sometimes. And sometimes you do. Sometimes that habit is so much a part of you that you need that zap to get you to stop. But there's lots of different ways. Change the environment. Instead of, eating dinner and then sitting down in front of the television, say, okay, I'm going to eat dinner, and then I'm going to go outside and take a little walk. Instead of plunking myself down in front of the TV and watching garbage for the rest of the, for the rest of the night. So I'm tired and I go to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I go to get off the couch and my back is going, why haven't you been sitting on me for so long?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's easy this time of year in particular because we're, it's summer right now. So it's easy to start that habit of walking. And on the way to describe it, go walk on a picture.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's, times when certainly if it's icy and all of those fun
Well,
things,
you're
you
not
don't
gonna
want to
go
go
outside.
outside, but you can go outside in the winter.
Yeah.
Just walk around a little bit, get some air,
My
And-
dogs much appreciate it when I do
Yes,
that.
I imagine that they do. So, you're changing your environment so that you can support that new, better, healthy habit, right? Or ask someone else to hold you accountable. If you want to go walking, get a walking buddy. Get someone
It's so much easier that way.
It does, because then you're out, you're doing stuff, you're chit-chatting, doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're enhancing your relationship with your friend, your family, your loved one, whatever it is. But you're also getting out from doing that exercise too. So you're kind of taking care of two things at the same time, right?
We are. And one of the big tricks to changing your habits is start small.
Yeah. For sure.
Don't think you have to totally stop what you're doing and totally start something new.
Mm-hmm.
Dial back on, like you said, set a timer, dial it back half an hour. And after that half an hour, I'm going to go do another half hour where I'm going to walk, or whatever it is you want to do. Like one of my bad habits is munching at night.
Mm-hmm.
So what I substitute it with most of the time, I'm not perfect, is after 9 o'clock, if I get the munchies, I go get a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you get the munchies, your body's starting to dehydrate. So that glass of water stops you from having to have that piece of sugar right before you go to bed.
Right? That winds you up, right?
Right.
So be consistent. And I say that focus on consistency, not intensity. So if I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to walk. I'm going to start walking around the block. And then I'm going to walk around the block twice. I'm not going to go out and run a 5K, right off of the get-go, right? I'm not going to get up out of my chair and just decide that I'm going to go 30 miles. I'm going to take a big walk, go out and, start slow. Yes. Everything is increments.
Even if you walk out and you go, I'm walking to the stop sign and back. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm walking, I live in a complex. I'm walking to the end of the complex and I'm walking back. Start whatever works for you. Start something. Just start slow and allow yourself grace. If you miss a day, okay. You missed a day. Start fresh.
Yeah.
Go beat up on yourself.
Grace is probably one of the harder things that people can do for themselves.
Because we never learned it.
No. We're pretty quick to, for the most part, give other people grace sometimes, but we don't ever give it to ourselves. And that's a problem for everybody.
So we're going to encourage you guys this week. Pick one habit. Maybe you want to start a habit. Maybe you want to stop a habit. Or maybe you just want to improve on a habit that you already have. So start with one. And then grab a piece of paper and pencil and ask yourself, what's my cue? What triggers me to do this? Like my trigger is of simply walking out of the massage room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what triggers you? And what small action can you take to change that? Right? And then what's the reward? What's going to keep you going? My reward at night when I grab a glass of water instead of grabbing a piece of chocolate or a chocolate chip cookie. And yes, if you cut me, I believe you because I'm related to the Cookie Monster. But my reward is I sleep better and you see the scale move. It's moving slow, but that's okay because it's consistent. So what's your reward? What's your habit?
And consistency really is the key.
It's key
to all of those things. So every day you have an opportunity to cast your vote for the person that you want to become.
Mm-hmm.
Decide who it is that you want to be. Remember that you don't build success in one dramatic moment. It comes from small, repetitive acts. Mm-hmm. And remember that your habits shape your future one day at a time. So small changes, repeated consistently, will create extraordinary results for you.
So look at those habits that you have, see what you want to change or stop. Change or start. Stop or start, I guess. And give yourself grace. But start. Use a calendar. Use a timer on your phone. Use whatever works for you. And when you have a day off, allow it. Be grateful that you've started, and allow yourself to just start back again.
Absolutely. So if anything we've said this morning resonates with you, please like, please share, please follow us on social media, all the good stuff you hear me say, sing, wave. So all of those things. And because we love to hear from you. So please reach out to us on any of the socials. We're happy to chat. We're happy to answer. If you have something that you think is powerful and you want to share it with the world, give us a shout. We're happy to have guests on our show. We've had some amazing folks in the past, and we have some more amazing folks coming up. So definitely, if you feel like there's something you want to share, please reach out to us, and we're happy to talk to you about it and see about getting you on the schedule.
And if you're hesitant about that because it's scary, you know what? Once you've done it once or twice, it's not so scary. And we're not scary.
Yeah, well, most of us. I'm not.
She is sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, so for today, we thank you for being here with us. And remember to continue dwelling in your limitless possibilities. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.